Good morning to the Venezuela Sitrep, where we will consider the United States' actions in terms of its legal and geopolitical implications. On January 3, 2026, the United States initiated a military invasion of Venezuela under the Trump administration, officially framing the operation as a law enforcement action. However, preceding statements and subsequent measures suggest it is a regime change effort rather than a limited enforcement action. The administration claimed U.S. oil assets were stolen and alleged electoral fraud by Nicolas Maduro, while later asserting that opposition leader Maria Machado could not govern as she lacked support and credibility. Furthermore, the U.S. announced it would administer Venezuela indefinitely without a clear transition plan, while granting U.S. companies rights to extract oil and rebuild infrastructure. The operation employed military forces rather than law enforcement, raising significant concerns under international law. Legal experts argue this violates the UN Charter, particularly Article 2, Paragraph 4, which prohibits the use of force against another state's territorial integrity or political independence. Questions also persist regarding the absence of congressional oversight. Statements from U.S. officials, such as Secretary of War Pete Hegseth's assertion that America can project its will anywhere, anytime, reinforce perceptions of deliberate regime interference. Global reactions have been swift. Russia and China condemned the invasion, demanding the release of detainees and U.S. withdrawal, while nations like South Africa called for a UN Security Council meeting, though U.S. veto power renders such efforts largely symbolic. The implications are profound. This action risks destabilizing not only Venezuela, but the global order, potentially encouraging similar interventions by other major powers and prompting smaller nations to pursue deterrent capabilities. Historically, U.S. involvement in regime change has been covert. This operation is markedly more overt, heavily reliant on military force, and in breach of both international law and U.S. constitutional principles. Thank you for taking the time to view this update. Remember to subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you found the content useful, and click the bell icon to ensure that you receive notifications when we publish more updates.